let's ride together. We can take the world now. Let's move together. We can spread the world now. Take you all over this globe and the end now. Aye, aye, aye. Together we can grow, we can climb the ladder. Together we can build, we be strong forever. Together we can fly, this battle is over. Aye, aye. We just the Jabulani, Hakuna Matata. We celebrated, no worries forever.
Today's episode of A Day in Your Neighborhood takes us to the Etiosal local government area of Lekki, Lagos State, southwest Nigeria, where the Lekki Conservation Center, a project of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, intends to demonstrate that wildlife is integral to the ecosystem. The aim of this Conservation Center project is to ensure that the world's wildlife has the space and resources it needs to thrive in harmony with people. With the landscape of 78 hectares, the Lekki Conservation Center is a home to different kinds of wildlife animals.
From its origin and establishment in 1990 by the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, the Lekki Conservation Center has become one of Africa's prominent and most urban diverse nature parks. As a pearl of ecotourism, the Lekki Conservation Center represents the unique biodiversity and the scientific natural values of the coastal environs of the southwestern part of Nigeria. And I am here at the Lekki Conservation Center to explore all of this human and wildlife. Welcome to today's episode of A Day in Your Neighborhood, and my name is Choma Chukuduma.
On arrival, we met with Mr. Sam, who becomes our tour guide around the Lekki Conservation Center, giving us detailed information as to why the Lekki Conservation Center was created and preserved by the foundation.
Yeah, this is the Lekki Conservation Center, and it's not a zoo actually. It's a natural environment where the animals live in their natural habitat. You don't expect to see them in cages. They move freely, and you are safe. So there's nothing to scare
Okay, so
of.
you're saying I'm safe?
Yeah, 100%
okay,
safe.
as long as I'm with you, I
No
believe I'm
problem.
safe. Okay.
Yeah, so we have different species of animals like monkeys, as you can see, jumping all over the places, doing their own business. Yeah, that's the female monkey.
How can you know it's a female?
Yeah,
monkey?
we determine by the size. The male are bigger in size than the female.
Okay.
Already you can see already she's breastfeeding now. She has a little baby.
Oh my God! I've seen the breasts. Okay. So this is a female monkey.
Yeah, this is a female.
Okay,
Then
so you were telling me.
yeah, the male is bigger in size than the female. When I see the male one, I will let you know.
Okay, so you were
Yeah, so we have different species of animals, the monkeys that you can see jumping all over the places. Snakes like cobra, python.
You have all of that in the space?
Yes, and you are very, very safe. I know a lot of people are scared of snake. As you're moving now, don't be surprised. We just come maybe the python. So yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to my chamber. So what will you do? Are you going to jump into the swamp?
Oh my God!
So we have antelope.
What do you do in that situation when you have a snake come up?
Well, actually, they too, they are scared of human.
Okay.
So once they sight us, they run away. But remember that they are deaf. They don't have ears. So
you have to make sounds for them to know you're there.
They notify sound through, they have a vibrating system that notify them there's a problem. So once they are around, as I'm talking, as we are moving, so the system vibrates and know something is wrong somewhere.
The Nigerian Conservation Foundation.
Yeah.
Who are these?
The person behind this idea is late Chief Eseledu.
Okay.
and with few Nigerians come together during the tea break or tea. That we say, okay, if something is not being done, before we know, the old Lekki will be off, and nobody can actually show what Lekki used to be after development. That is why this place is being preserved. The total size of the forest is 78 hectares.
78
hectares of land.
Wow. Okay, so this was what the former Lekki.
This is how it was
Oh my God.
before the billionaires of Lekki
Bought
arrived
up the place and
and
started
bulldoze the
building.
place and start building.
Wow.
So most people that are staying that are coming to Lekki now, they don't even know that if they see Lekki phase 1, they will not even know how it was
like
like
this
it was
before.
this.
Okay,
So when we tell some tourists that came, they say, oh, so this is how it was. So it's nice protecting this piece of land.
So this is a preservation of nature. For everyone who comes into Lekki to know that this is what the old Lekki
Lekki
used
was
to be like.
before
So
development.
the idea behind the foundation, the NCF, was the preservation of this natural, the scientific values of this environment. Wow, that is amazing.
This part of the forest where we are now is the mangrove part of the forest.
The mangrove
part of the forest. And you can see that there are one particular trees that is dominating the whole area. And look at the roots, which is different from other roots.
Why is this spot? Why do we have this?
Yeah, because other trees, other species can't survive in this particular area because they will not be able to stand firm. This is the mangrove plant. Like that you see they spread the roots so that they can stand firm.
Stand firm. So every other species cannot.
There are other
thrive.
species that cannot survive
Thrive
here
in
in
this
this place.
On our way in, I saw quite a number of people coming here.
Yeah.
You know, when I was reading about this place, it was established in 1990. And how has it been like from then till now?
Well, for the past, we do have tourists, but not as much as we have now. One of the tourist attraction that drive people in here now is the canopy walkway.
Oh my God! So I get to go to the canopy.
Yeah, you see the canopy walkway. It is the longest in Africa. It's 401 meters long, and above the ground level is 32.5 meters above the ground level. If you are in the peak of the canopy, you're able to see the Atlantic Ocean.
From here?
Yes.
From here?
Yes. That time you are above the trees. The trees are under you. But there's one thing: if you have phobia for height, we don't encourage.
We don't encourage you to go that
to
far.
go because of the fear.
Before we get to the canopy walk, which you have said is the longest in Africa.
Africa, yes.
401
meters long.
1 meters long.
And second longest in the world.
Second longest. We have all of these things here in Lekki.
Yes, we have.
Wow, you know, without me coming here and hearing this from you, how little would you know that we have the longest canopy walk in Africa, in this place, and second in the world. We have all this wildlife. You call the antelope is here.
Yeah.
The pythons, the snakes,
Crocodiles, monitor lizards.
Wow,
All of them.
that's a lot. Oh my God. You know, I only see these things on Net Geo Wild.
Okay,
And
now you are here.
Now, and
you're
I'm here
now to
in
see-
Lekki. I didn't even get to leave Lagos, and I'm seeing all of this in existence here in Lekki. Wow, I think you guys need to come to Lekki Conservation Center. But now that all these animals exist here at the Conservation Center, how do you manage this? Because you know that Lekki right now has become a residential area.
Yeah.
So how do you manage all of this so that it doesn't get out? Since you say that they are not restricted into cages and all of this.
That they move.
And they move freely. How do you ensure the safety of those living around?
You educate them what to do when once they see this animal come around, especially feeding them. Because if you feed them, you are attracting them to come closer and will not become difficult to control.
Okay.
We let them know all this. But the animals too, once they leave this particular area, this habitat, they go out. They're harmless. They don't harm.
Oh my God.
They
I want to understand something.
Yeah.
You're saying that if these animals leave this habitat
and they
go out into the residence of people who are already living in Lekki, they are harmless.
Yeah.
How sure
They
are you?
they just go there as far as you don't hurt them. Because what makes these animals get aggressive is once they are threatened, they want to protect themselves. It's not like they want to hurt you. They are protecting themselves the way you protect yourself when there's a danger.
So who is, but that means both parties have to protect
You have
themselves.
to protect themselves.
But you know that, you talked about this.
But actually, the people that are living,
Yeah,
the monkeys most go out
okay.
than other species.
Other species.
And we try to encourage them that when you feed them,
when you
start feeding
by a monkey.
yeah, when they come to your place and say hello,
Hello.
how are we doing, and you start feeding them,
Yes, they'll keep coming
they will
back.
keep coming back. And by doing that, you are making them to lose their feeding habits.
Oh.
So if you give them food by 12, the following day
They will
they
come
will
back
come by that 12. It's either they come some few minutes to 12 or some few minutes after 12.
I know that the monkeys are very sensitive.
Yeah.
I know that they are very sensitive. You know, while I was at the reception, I saw them trying to get food from some of the tourists that
Yes,
were around.
yeah.
So you're saying they are that sensitive to know that if you give them food for 12,
For 12, they
They will
make sure
come
come
back the
that
next
that
day.
day. It's either they come
wow.
from few minutes to 12 or few minutes after that 12. But they will
They'll
come
come
because
back at
they
that
will know
time.
that as they're coming, they will get something. But we educate them. If you see them around, so you don't feed them. So this is the first rest stop.
Oh, there are resting stops.
Yeah, there are rest
I would like
stops, so-
to rest because I think I had a long work already. Most species that leaves this habitat is the
With the
monkeys.
monkeys, yes.
Okay, and you said when these monkeys greet you as residents,
So
you should
don't
not feed them.
Don't feed them. Just look
But,
at them and they will go.
the
Because if
monkeys
they don't have anything to gain in your compound, they won't come. They won't come
They won't
again.
come back.
They won't come back. They will surely leave. They will say, this guy is not friendly. So they will go. But when you start welcoming them, before you know, you start coming in group.
Oh, they bring every.
Yes.
Wow,
Once
there
they
is
visit, they
stress,
say,
that's
okay,
interesting.
hey, my friend, there's somewhere we have to go and eat lunch there.
What a
Very nice.
communication.
So they will start coming. So that time it will be difficult for you to. But this all we communicate to the rest.
You talked about educating the residents. How often do this education happen? Do the residents have to come over to the Lekki Conservation Center to get educated, or the foundation has periodical educations for every resident? Because you know, every day someone moves into the area, someone
Yes.
buys a house every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So how do these new people or new people that move into the area get
Get
educated
educated.
about the wildlife here?
Okay, I think we work with the foundation work with the community community leaders.
Okay.
In terms of there's something we call community awareness. The foundation goes to the community, the liaise with the baile or with the chiefs, then agreed on a particular date which they will inform the residents, and they come together in that community, and now we now pass the message.
Now that we're on the nature trail, how is this place managed? How has these things been preserved? Because you know it's really not easy to preserve nature
Oh, yeah.
and leave a place in its natural state.
We have the technical guys
Okay.
that ensure. If you look carefully as we are walking, you will see that there are some
New
new
ones.
ones that are
Yeah,
being
I
replaced.
can see
Yeah.
that.
So what we do is that we come in first thing in the morning before we open for the public to
Yes.
ensure that the woods are okay. The ones that are weak, we get it off and replace it.
Okay.
But time to time, they do the trail, the nature trail is refurbished generally
Okay.
to ensure,
Okay.
like
so
all
they
this,
come to check
all these are
if it's strong
is strong
enough
enough for people to walk on.
to walk on.
This is a canopy walkway. We are
Oh
about
my God,
entering
finally,
the
I've
canopy
been
walkway.
anticipating this place
Yeah.
ever since I looked up this place.
Yeah, I hope you are not going to be scared.
I'm ready for this thing.
Okay,
You'll be
I
surprised.
want to introduce my colleague, Mr. James.
Okay.
He's one of the canopy technicians who is going to come with us.
Hi, Mr. James. My name is Chama.
My name is James Yoko.
Okay, so he's a canopy
Yeah,
technician.
technician, so-
I hope he's ready to catch us. In
Well, let's. I hope that will not happen.
Case. Amen. Okay, so this is the canopy walk. Every man needs pure and not vice versa.
Human needs nature.
Yeah, woman is
Human
nature,
needs nature
and not vice versa.
So this conservation center encourages nature.
Nature. Everything is nature.
The 401 meters long canopy walk is a scenic attraction, reputed to be the longest canopy walk in Africa and the second longest in the world. It's an engineering feat and an amazing suspended swinging bridge walkway through the nature park. It has the entry and exit portals connecting 6 towers, treating visitors to the unique and unforgettable chance to explore the nature park.
Okay, this is the Lekki Conservation Center canopy walkway. It is the longest canopy walkway in Africa, the second longest in the world. The length is 401 meters and the highest point is 22.5 meters. But for people who have not done this before we embark on the journey, we need to read the caution.
Okay, so
The age range is between 14 to 65.
a 65-year-old person.
Yeah, there are some people that are 70, but it's just the mindset. They can still do
go
it.
ahead and do
Yeah, maximum of 6 people at a time are allowed to walk on the suspended walkway between the towers.
Okay.
Then the number of people that are allowed to gather is 12 people that are allowed to gather for nature interpretation. Visitors are not allowed to run on it, on the canopy walkway, as this may trigger violent swings on the pathway. Visitors cannot use the canopy walkway when it is raining or about to rain and during thunderstorms.
Because it's slippery.
Yeah, I think we should just go straight to the important note. Walking on the canopy walkway is optional for visitors. People with fear for height, acrophobia, are advised not to climb the canopy walkway because it swings down and sideways. This is normal and add to the excitement.
You didn't finish it. The
People-
canopy walk swings up,
Down and sideways. And I said this is normal
it's normal.
and add to the excitement to be experienced while on the canopy walkway.
Oh my
So I hope with this caution you are good to go.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I think I'm ready for
Okay, let's take a walk. We have a
Am
lot
I
of
going
things.
before you?
No, I'm the team leader,
Okay,
so
so
I'm leading you.
So there are 6
6 rest stops, and there are 7 bridge sections. So
7 bridge
sections here, and each rest stop is named. I guess we discuss that when we get to the rest stop. So for now, you have to concentrate, hold the railings,
I'm holding them.
hold it very firm because there are crocodiles here.
Jesus,
You don't,
why did you just say that to me?
you don't have to shout. If you shout, that will attract the pythons to come out.
No, are you,
So you have to be very careful.
Are you really doing this to scare me?
No, this is a conservation. This is a nature reserve. You can
Okay.
see there's forest everywhere, and you know that the animals here are not in captivity, so they have their freedom. They go
Okay,
to
so
wherever.
Are you telling me that when you shout?
Yeah, there are some shouts that you shout to attract the animals to come out.
Oh my God.
They wants to come and see what is happening there.
Quiet.
Yep, crocodiles. See different species of creatures like moss keepers. You can see monitor lizards. You can see fishes in their numbers. You can see water scalers and other things. Then you look up, you see the forest kind of. I hope you're fine.
I think I'm doing fine.
Yeah, I was expecting that you have an element of fear in you,
No, I'm not.
but there's nothing like that. Though this is just the beginning. When we get to the highest point, we know if you can conquer it or not. So this is the first rest stop. Like I said before, the length of the canopy is 401 meters,
Okay.
and the highest point is 22.5. There are 6 rest stops like this before you get to the end, and there are 7 bridge sections. So all the rest stops are named. This one is called the decision-making tower.
The decision
Making tower. This is where you have to decide whether with the experience from the porter to this point he still wants to go or he wants to retire from here. So what do we do? Are you
Okay,
still-
so are you asking if
Yeah,
I really want to?
it's the decision-making tower. So you have to decide because I'm ready when you're ready.
Okay, I'm doing this. Let's move on.
It's okay. Let's proceed to the next section.
So going down this
Yeah. This is the second rest stop. And
Oh
this,
my God, I made it.
yeah, you made it to the second rest stop. And this is 15 meters above the forest floor. We have just done a 100 meters walk. We're level 301 meters. Like I said before, the total length is 401 meters. So this is called point of no return.
So I
You-
can't
you-
go back
you
this
cannot
way.
go back.
So anyone who climbs up this place
Cannot turn
go
back. You must get to the end.
Wow. So how many more bridges do we have?
We still have 5 more to get to the end, and 4 rest stops. To
4 rest stops.
Yeah. So the whole idea of this was designed to help people in climbing trees. If you notice from the beginning of the journey, we have been climbing trees gradually until at the highest point, which is 22.5 meters, we go above the forest canopy. Then it was designed for researchers who are carrying out research on the forest canopy and also on creatures that live on trees. What I'm saying in essence is that when you do this first thing in the morning when the weather is still calm, you have the privilege to sight so many animals. You can see birds, you can see them in their numbers. You can see birds flying in their numbers. You can see pangolins, monkeys, squirrels, snakes, and others. But today, they have converted it. It has become one of the ecotourism attractions in the world because with this, it helps to attract local, national, and international visitors to an area where there is high conservation value. So what we are doing now is for exercise. I can see you are sweating.
I'm so like, see, I'm ready.
You are very fit now.
I'm feeling
so
very fit.
Are we ready to embark on the next one?
Okay, I think I want to catch my breath.
So we'll make it to the highest point now.
Oh my God, I made it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So this is 22.5 meters, like I said before.
Okay.
And if you convert it into feet, it's over 70 feet. So this tower is called the observation tower.
The observation tower.
Yeah, because at this point you have an area view of the park.
Wow.
You know, there are 4 layers in the forest: the forest floor, the understory, the canopy, and the emergent. That's the essence why they call this facility a canopy walkway, because if you use it, you go below and above the forest canopy.
I want to know, has there been any incidents, like maybe someone has falling off the canopy walk before?
In the history of canopy walkway, we have not recorded that.
Okay.
The one I know in Africa, like that of Kakum National Park that started between 1996. And there's one at Cross River State,
Okay.
Lekki Mountain. That was 2006. We have not recorded anything.
So no history of casualties on any canopy walking.
You can see the net level. The rail is over at shoulder level, so there's no possibility that the bridge is going to tip over.
Okay, so there's no possibility, it can never tip
The
over.
size of the hangers are equal. So when the other one is going too much, the other side will return it.
The other side will return
Yeah.
as well. So this is perfectly constructed
Carefully.
to take people
Carefully.
and daily routine checks.
It's being
go
carried
on
out.
this
At the
bridge.
peak of the canopy walk, which is set to be 22.5 meters above the ground and the vegetation level, we spoke to some tourists who told us about their experience on the journey so far.
I have some people who made it on the canopy walk, so I would like to ask you, hi Director, what's your experience, making it this way?
It's a great experience. You can see the way I'm panting. You understand me? If it was possible for me to go back,
You will have gone back.
Yes.
Wow.
But you see, I'm with my kids and
Yeah.
I can't disappoint them.
Okay, so as daddy of the house, you have to be strong
Yes.
for the family.
Yes.
Okay, so I see he's the youngest.
Yes.
How did you feel climbing up this? It was fun. You were not scared of anything.
It is fun, adventures, and scary.
So did you at any point think you were going to trip off?
Oh, sure.
So what did you have to do?
Just go straight, just go. I'll get there.
You'll get there. Would you like to try this canopy walk again?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes.
You have to be careful, guys.
So from here, what's next?
Like I said before, out of the 7 sections, we have to ascend 3. One will go same level, and the other 3 will start descending. So we have done ascending the 3 and the same level one. So now we're about to start descending.
So how many rest points from here?
We still have 3 brick sections and 2 rest stops.
3 brief sections
and 2
rest stops.
rest
So
stops.
when we go down, where does that lead us to?
After the canopy walk, we go to the family park.
Okay.
the family park is an area for picnic and other adult
Okay,
activities.
so we're heading to the family.
If you're ready, I'm ready.
I've done this 4 already, so I'm willing to.
I guess you're getting used to
I
it
want
already.
to go downstairs.
It's okay.
I don't want to remain
Let's
here.
go.
Okay, so but you know how we go.
Yeah, normal.
Nothing to ask.
Try not to look that, right?
What point?
This is second to the last tower.
Oh my God.
And if you notice, we're going back to the forest.
I feel that descending the canopy walk feels longer. What is there any reason for that?
The distance is the same, it's just the mindset. You know, when you are descending, there's this force of gravity, so it swings more than the way it used to be when you are ascending. So that's what makes it different.
So I'm ready to finish this. So let's
After the breathtaking adventurous walk on the canopy, we spoke to everyone who made it all the way to tell us how they felt about the journey. The canopy walk is one thrilling experience that only the brave and adventurous would love to do for the fun of nature.
These are my fellow associates that we came down the canopy walk together. So tell me, how do you feel?
It was a nice experience.
A nice one. What's your experience like?
It was very good.
Would you like to do this again?
No.
So yeah, I think I like it. I like
You're
it.
not sure? Okay, so tell me, you made it. We made it down. Praise be to God. So tell me, what was your experience going through this canopy walk?
Crazy.
Would you like to do this
Never.
again? Okay, so tell me, what about you? Would you like to do this again?
Sure.
What was your experience like?
It was an interesting walk. I found it very exciting.
It was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
Then at a point I got hang of it, and then it was terrifying again.
I've spoken to the ladies and they were so excited about doing this canopy walk. So tell me, what do you feel? What's your experience like? This is your greatest fear? Heights? Okay. It's fun. Okay, so tell me, what was your experience
Yeah,
like?
it was fun. It was okay. Although I didn't expect heights to be as high as that. Just to an extent, I was very, very scared. And I just asked some of the currency.
But you finished it.
Yes.
Wow, we made it. Thank God we made it.
First, I need to thank God. Now, at last, I'm free of this thing.
Okay, so it was an amazing time, and I'm sure you've heard from all these people. It was fun. It's exciting to have to do this, and we're also excited that all of this nature is here in Lekki, the Lekki Conservation Center in Lagos, Nigeria. You guys should come and have fun. Remember, it's still a day in your neighborhood, but we're still going to the family park. There's a lot to see in the conversation center.
We are in the tree house now.
Okay.
This is one of the oldest tree in the reserve. It's about above 200 years old.
Above 100.
100 years.
This is one place where you are relaxed. You forget everything. You don't feel. I really thought I traveled, like going to Calabar or something.
Your neighbor.